So Todd Monken has been pretty clear on what his plan is going to be for the quarterbacks. He said that Deshaun Watson was going to get game one. He did the first half. Now it's Shedeur Sanders' turn. Interesting that Shedeur's not going to get all of the 1 reps this week leading up to the game. You can see what the schedule is there. Shedeur's going to get some. Deshaun is going to get some. So they're basically split for the most part for the week. Do you agree with the way he's going to handle that, Zach, the way he's going into game 2 here?
Well, he's come this far, and if he really hasn't made up his mind, then he has been splitting them.
But do you think he has made up his mind?
I do, for the most part, but I don't think either guy has clearly won it. So
is this for optics?
Yeah, I think this is for optics. And look, it's been a split since April, since voluntary minicamp, except for one day. And that's the day that he didn't have a good explanation for. It's also the day that was probably Deshaun's best day. So that tells me. But first in line, practice drills, always Deshaun. First day of training camp, always Deshaun. First preseason game, Deshaun.
Yeah.
Just so happens this home switcheroo happens.
So, Jason, if this is a dog and pony show, just for optics, to say, hey, we gave both of them a chance, are you handicapping your football team if you already know who your one's going to be and you're not giving him every single rep to get better? Is that handicapping the team?
A little bit, and that's what I was going to ask is, what's the opportunity cost? If you know, then go.
Right.
If you know, go. And like, before you came in, I said, I don't think there's anything Shedeur can do this week. Short of an injury, unless Deshaun gets hurt, how can one practice change the mind? I mean, tell me
if he goes 16 for 16 in the game and throws 3 touchdown passes, I'm rethinking this.
Yeah.
I just am. I'm sorry.
Who's he going to be out there with in the game? We don't know.
Well,
that's why the practice is more important.
But you can ask the same thing of Deshaun when he started, and he didn't do that.
But
Well, I'll give you your answer. He's not going to get 16 opportunities Thursday. They're going to be split, so he wouldn't even get 16 opportunities.
Well, if he's getting the first half.
Yeah, I'm talking about Thursday.
Talking about the Thursday practice.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the game.
Oh, yeah, in the
I'm talking
game,
about
sure.
Because that's when all eyes are watching, and if he does that and then gets put to second team, we're going to burn, not we, this city will burn down.
I do think there's an opportunity. Coaches, they say a lot of things, but it's funny how things change in games. I'm old enough to remember they called down the field and say, "Put Johnny in." Like, I'm gonna just tell you, people get emotional. Like, he almost has to do this. He has to. Like, if it's been split, it's a quarterback competition. You said Deshaun was gonna play against the Chicago Bears. He looked pretty good. But I'm not going to say if Shedeur Sanders don't come out here, like you said, and he's playing against the Bills and he's dropping dimes, he's scoring touchdowns, that definitely can change what you're thinking about because you're going to look at the apples to apples. All right, well, Deshaun played well. It was controlled. There was some things underneath. But if Shedeur comes out and throws, and is making splash plays, it makes it difficult because it is, like you said. People are going to say, well, we just saw this.
Yeah.
Like it's different from practice.
It'd be really hard for Monken to come out after that game and say Deshaun's my starter.
Now he's
if
still
that scenario happens.
Sure. Well, and I got one hold up too. Obviously, Todd Monken is unburdened by the history here, which in a way he has to be, right? But I think it's smart of him not to name him before the joint practice because Deshaun's performances in joint practices in 23 and 24 are as bad as can be. And in 24, when the Vikings came here and the Browns could not get a first down for 2 days,
yes,
that's when people inside the organization started to say, okay, we know we've tried all this and we know they're doing.
Right.
I told Big Nuggets, I said, no, I got to go because to me, what I'm going to look at is say, yeah, that's cool with the Bears. I want to see you when they scrimmaging out there with another team, and guess what? They not going to care. They're out there to play.
Oh, yeah, they're not going easy.
They're not going easy. I want to see what it looked like then. If Deshaun Watson comes out against the Bills that day or this practice and he's cooking, then I'll say, okay, hey, listen, we'll see how it goes during the regular season. Hey, shake your hand.
Right.
But if it's the Deshaun Watson that I seen before against real competition, then you definitely got to take a step back and say, oh, I don't know. Well, maybe that was fool's gold because it wasn't like he cooked the Bears. It was a nice controlled drive. He showed he was back ready to go.
He game managed.
He managed it, but at the end of the day, I don't think that by any way he's running away with something.
I think 10 days ago it started to flip. And I think 7 months ago, Monken made up his mind unless he was overwhelmed by some change of circumstance or some other way. And I think it's always pointed to next Sunday or Monday. However, he has not committed to that, and it doesn't have to be over. It really needs to be over for everybody. We feel like we've been in the dentist chair for 7 months, right?
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't have to be over.
30 years.
Sure. So like, if it goes a certain way this week and Shedeur clearly outplays him, or Deshaun goes against Buffalo's ones and really falls on his face on Thursday, it could go into next week. It doesn't want it to be. This is supposed to be the last week of camp, and when the players show up back on Monday, they're supposed to do regular season week, regular season practice.
Into their rhythm.
Yes, into your rhythm, working on the scout team, working on the 3 or 4 specific things you want to do before that dress rehearsal. Okay. But it doesn't have to be that, so we'll see.
And I say that's the onus to make that case is on Shedeur. That's the onus is on him.
Mm-hmm.
Go out there.
I mean, he's got an opportunity.
It's the chance. All you can ask for is the opportunity. You're gonna get the opportunity this week. You got to kill it. If you want to get an opportunity against the Bills, go out there, kill it. Now, make the job. All you can do is make the job harder for him. At the end of the day.
Yes.
How much realistically do you lose by not having a starter named right now? Is it reps? How many reps are you losing?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on, you structure camp differently based on what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, you would be having your guy get 7 or 8 reps at a time, but now he's getting basically whole days, you know, with the one. So, and that has changed midway through camp too. It's a fair question, Jason. I think next Monday is when it changes because you get out of camp mode. You still have some competitive practices, you still have some scrimmage periods, but your whole thing flips from we're done with camp and we're going to start having simulated game week practices.
Is cut down day now after the final preseason game?
Yeah, so it's 2 weeks from yesterday.
So, so they'll play the game, and then I imagine by that Monday.
72 hours, Sunday afternoon this year.
So they got to be down to 53.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. Fascinating. Okay, we've talked about a lot of stuff, but I'm sure that your notebook has other items in it that we haven't touched on.
Yeah.
I can only guess. What else of note have we missed from the game, from camp, and even leading up to this week with Bills?
Well, I think it's interesting. You know, there's a real battle for that last wide receiver job. You know, Tylan Wallace is going to be on the team, but then Larvin and Flourier, Corley are all making chance. They're mostly all playing on special teams. Cedric Tillman has started the last 2 years, is not even on the bubble right now.
He's done.
You know, same as Zach Zinter, and he hasn't been out there either. And so he's not helped his case.
Well, what a miss that Tillman was.
You know, I think obviously we're looking for growth at offensive line. It's not going to happen in one day. It's not going to happen just in the first 2 weeks of the season either, which is a problem for whoever's playing quarterback. But they have their starting 5. It's Jenkins and Jenkins in the middle. They have their starting 5. And so how can the other guys develop? And then if an injury or something crazy does happen, where do they go?
You mentioned Flory for that last position. He's a local guy. There is a lot of interest in him. He's, I think, mentor, I believe, and then Kent. So a lot of folks are looking at him. We saw he made the nice play on the deep ball. How has he looked when we're not watching?
He's making plays every day in camp. He's sprinkling them with the ones. There is no way he's going to be one of the top 53 2 Sundays from now, but he probably will be on the practice squad and get a chance at some point this season.
I like him. I like what he's done. Yeah, Cedric Tillman. When I saw his name on that list, I'm like, oh yeah, it's a wrap. I'm like, bro, you the one that really needed to get your money off, and it just didn't work out for you, dog. Yeah. Is there any other big names that besides the Cedric Tillmans of the world and Zinter, anybody else that we can be surprised to be like, oh, I didn't think he was gonna get cut?
I can't say that now because they're so hurt at most spots. Like they're in no position to give guys away.
They might only have 53 healthy players.
Yeah. Now, Garrett, if it goes a certain way and some young guys continue to step up and an opportunity to maybe trade a half-proven player for depth at tight end or corner or wherever it may be arises, but right now it's impossible to circle.
Do you have a name of a guy that if he makes the team, we would all say, "Wow, we didn't expect him"?
Yeah, Zinter, Tillman, Floria, yeah. Larvin might make the team. Floria's just too small to play on special teams.
Yeah.
He just is. So if you're the 6th receiver, you have to play on special teams. But again, you're only one injury from the outlook on everything changing. They played Amani Marshall as the 3rd running back over Rocket Sanders. And it didn't go real well for Amani Marshall.
No.
But that was notable because everybody thought Rocket Sanders is the 3rd running back for sure.
And let me tell you this. I just thought about this. Cedric Tillman, if you're watching, hey, look, man, I keep him on the roster, man. You got the big body. Hey, can you play stand-up linebacker or something? Maybe you get your drops together. You know what I'm saying? Get your drops. Maybe play him at rush end or something. You know what I'm saying? Get off the ball, just be up in the backfield. But other than that, like we might need somebody. He might be bigger than our outside linebackers. We might need to refurbish him.
It's true.
He's
6 inches taller than 2 of the guys playing linebacker right now.
I'm telling you, I am scary. This is no cap. I'm not lying. Like, man, maybe he knows coverage, drops. You know what I'm saying? Get in the passing lanes or something.
Did we leave anything on the table here?
No, like there's a punting competition.
Right?
Yeah.
I forgot about
They
Yeah,
have
they
this
played
undrafted
3
rookie
punters.
punter, West
Yeah,
Paul.
but this, I mean, I'd be blown away if that's not
Borges
Borges'
is
job.
not-
Well, I was surprised they brought Borges back. I mean,
Really?
yeah, like he's been overworked, Jay.
Well, his leg is tired.
See, that's
He
how
now
Zach
walks
did
with
it.
a limp.
You see that?
Hey, you okay? Yeah.
I thought I had him on a Cedric Tillman. You set me up for that. He'd been overworked joint. That was good. Okay,
That
Zach.
is good. It's true.
Okay.
I mean, my
gotcha.
God.
He's led the league in punts for 2 straight years. That's not an exaggeration.
He's going to make the roster, won't he?
I think so, but I don't know. I think this guy's here to eventually be the punter, and it
Yeah.
might not be in 4 weeks. I think everything's on the tape. I think there's 20 guys, and this is the difference between 10 years ago. Back then, there was like 3 guys. Right?
Yeah, you're right.
I think there's 20 guys, and most of them are arrow pointing up, 25, 22,
Young.
signed, feel good about
Yeah.
them. You know, some of them you don't feel great, but you feel encouraged. But like anything's on the table for these other guys because this really is about the future. And if you're not part of the future, then you shouldn't feel secure.
Wow.
I just think overall the general thesis should be, hey, y'all got to make this year fun. You can survive if every day you turn on the camera and you seeing another young guy making a splash play.
Right.
And at least you can envision, like, okay, well, now next year we got a guy that can do this, or next year or the future with this person. If you get between the position of, okay, we looking for young guys that are going to play, or we still got some veteran dudes that's kind of like part of the old regime or old thought process, the only way you can really work with this is you got to be fun. Like, people can forgive you taking L's, but you scored 30 points. Hey, I took an L.
Yeah.
But Quinshon Judkins had 150. Hey, I took an L today.
Jameis
but
was fun,
Concepcion,
but that didn't work out
Gary,
so
and
well.
you said it exactly right. So why in the world would you start a 31-year-old quarterback who sunk the ship? Like, what is the point? You know what he is, and he showed again on Saturday exactly what he is, which is not good enough.
And your unwritten mission here is to lose.
Absolutely.
So maybe that's why. Like,
But I would just play the young guys. I would just play them.
yeah. I mean, that's the path you're on. But again, we were talking in the commercial break, and this really does just about hold true. You guys know better than I do because you're in the minutia. But just about every time there is a critical decision to be made, there is a fork in the road. Almost always, they take the wrong road. Am I wrong?
No, you're not. You're not. And at all levels of the organization, at the
Yeah.
very highest level to the out front levels of head coach and GM and below, they're always taking the wrong road.
And the results that I mean.
Is
you look
there
at the
any
results.
is there any chance you could come away against Buffalo feeling better than the overall outlook?
Yeah,
that you have
oh,
right
yeah,
now?
yeah. If our 2s and 3s play better, and I feel better about our depth, and if we come through healthy, and if Deshaun Watson cooks, I mean, I know it's even going to be against the 3s and the 4s, but that is a playing field that he had better excel on.
Yeah, you're
If
right.
he's mid against the 3s and 4s, I feel a lot worse.
And on a simpler level than that, Garrett, there is a way, and that's just you're getting 2 more opportunities between Thursday and Saturday to see it. Like what we saw, that's just a small sample size, and it wasn't great. I mean, there was a little bit to be fine with. There was a lot of negative. But now you're getting in 3 days 2 more opportunities where you should see better because it is a young team. It's a brand new offensive line. It's a brand new offense. So you can feel encouraged and feel better about things. And in the bigger picture, you can feel that even if they only win 4 games. Right?
Sure. Yeah.
But like I think next Monday you could feel a lot better. I'm not saying we will. We'll see what happens. But I think between the joint practice and the preseason game, you could feel a lot better.
Not all 5 and 12s are created equal.
No.
They're not. And last year's 5 and 12 felt like I got double punched in the gut and kicked in the groin. You can have a 5 and 12 where at the end of the year, all of your young guys show blossom and promise, and there's a lot more of them than there were at the end of last year. And you can say, okay, now we're pointing to something that's much bigger than where we were today.